In this video, we're going to make a chat application that actually works. So you'd be able to send messages to and from users and also create groups. And, it's going to be like WhatsApp. You could send messages, images, and all that. Okay, so without any further delay, let me introduce you to our sponsor, ZEGOCLOUD. ZEGOCLOUD is a global communication service provider which provides us powerful SDKs and APIs which are developer friendly, and you can use them to make chat, video, voice, and live streaming and other communication services for your apps. Okay, we're going to be using their UI kit for our chat application. So the UI kit would be a plugin feature, You don't have to code it from scratch, and that's the benefit of using UI kit. You don't have to build everything from scratch. You just have to plug it in your app and focus on other features, which would be the UI of your app and the more important features. So if you sign up, you can get up to 10,000 free minutes for your app. Now I'm going to show you how to set up your app. So go to ZEGOCLOUD's console and click on create your project and click in-app chat. Next, and you can name your project like WhatsApp clone, maybe. Then you're going to continue. And then it's going to create your project. And we're going to wait. Well, it's going to take some time. We're just going to work. Come on. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, so we're done with creating the project now. We're just gonna open it. I'm gonna give it a refresh. And it's created. Now click on it, and there's your app ID and app signature, which we'll use in the project later. Go to Service Management, in-app chat, and you're going to need to activate this. So this is basically the server and the service, which in-app chat service, which you're activating to make the chat app actually function. If you forget to activate this, your app will not work. It's going to show the UI, but it's not going to send messages, Wait, actually, it's not even going to show your UI. It's not going to connect to the server. And that's going to be a problem, right? Okay, looks like we're done. step is to go to Documents in Guides, go to Documents, and App Chat Kit, and you're going to see this Quick Start. You're going to copy these, and we're going to paste them in settings.gradle. I'm going to show you where exactly you're going to paste this, and you're also going to copy this and paste it in dependencies. Okay, it's time to paste those. So, where exactly are you going to do that? Open settings.gradle.kts, and in repositories, you're going to paste these. Wait a second. Here we go. But it's not going to work because it's Kotlin DSL, not Gradle. So you're going to have to specify it like this. And then it's going to work. URL equals, and these are strings. Okay, here we go. Now it's done. Now it can compile. Now open build.gradle.kts, and in here just write another implementation. And now I'm going to copy that other link, which is GitHub. Here we go. Now we're going to need to make some changes to our build.gradle.kts file. Those would be over here, here, and here. But before that, let's just sync. So it downloads all those files. Look. Okay, let's lock in those final changes and configurations to our project. So delete this. Be very careful while handling this, because it's going to be a pain in the, if you don't. So 26, 34, and this should be 17. 17. And I'm just going to copy this. It'll be compose equals true. And data binding, yes, we need data binding. That should be true. You can't remember these versions. At least I can't. 34, 26, 34. And we also need something else. JVM target should be 17. Compose true, data binding true, compose options. You need this too. This. Compose options, Kotlin compiler extension version should be this. And that looks like all of it. For this specific file. Now we're going to move on to settings.gradle.kts. Nope, this is done. Yep, this one. You're going to delete this. That's good. Move on to libs.versions.toml. And over here, let me check those versions, okay. It should be AGP 8.2.0. Kotlin should be 1.9.10. Next up, core KTX should be 1.12.0. And activity compose should be 1.8.2. 1.8.2. Compose bomb should be 2023 10.01. Yep. Be very careful with this, 2023, yes. What else? Activity compose, did we catch that? Yep. Compose bomb, yes. App compat. Okay, we need that. App compat and fragment KTX. We're gonna add those because they're not here. Good. And lifecycle runtime KTX should be 2.6.2. Okay, what else? I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Let's try to sync now. Hey, looks like we missed these two. We defined them here, but we didn't define them here. So make sure you do that. Group Android X fragment. Just read these and paste them in your code or type them, whatever you like. Also, inside Gradle.properties, which is over here, you're going to need to enable Jetifier and set it to true. And yeah, that's it. First off, let's define this class with the same name as the app. Application. And override function on create. Yep, and it's going to hold our app ID, which is long, and app signature is going to be a string, empty string for now, and some random number. Okay, and then we're going to use this. Then we're going to call zimkit dot init with import class SimKit and init with this and app ID and app signature. Yep. Next up, just SimKit init notifications. Wait. Init notifications. And we're good. So after this, we're going to define a composable, which is going to be our login screen. Yep. And another composable, which is going to be our home screen. So that's the basic foundation of our app. So for the login screen, we're going to have a logged in boolean and we're going to have on login success. It's going to be a function parameter which takes a string and returns unit, which is nothing. It's okay. So username and by remember mutable state of empty and user ID by remember mutable state of empty again. Great. Let's just import operator. I know you won't be able to see it, but in this video you won't be able to see it in the video, but when you do it yourself, you're gonna see import get operator state something. So you have to import that, and you'll be good. Okay, now that we have those variables defined, we're going to call our home screen if the user is logged in. Otherwise, we're going to show this login screen, which is going to have two outline text fields and a button. Okay, import column. This column will have one parameter, window insets. Window insets. No, before that we're gonna have something like modifier equals modifier okay. We should have a scaffold first, honestly. Yep, the scaffold will have content window insets dot status bars. Good. Now let's introduce some padding. And now we're going to have a column. So this scaffold is going to help your screen to help your app to fill the screen properly, you know, so that it doesn't cover the notification bar or the navigation buttons below. Now we can just use this padding modifier. Dot padding is padding values and dot padding 16dp. And we want our content to be, wait a second, yep. You just have to import this dp and then it's an extension property, which is necessary for defining these padding values. Yeah. So vertical arrangement would be arrangement.center, and horizontal alignment would be alignment.center horizontally. Next, we're going to define one outline text field, which is going to take value would be username, and on value change, is it? Yep. On value change, it's going to change it to whatever you type. After that, it's going to take a title. Wait. Outline text field is going to take a label, not a title. A label, which is going to be a text. Username. We're going to import text composable and wrap it in curly braces, and that'll be good. Then we're going to do the same for user ID, of course. Just change this user ID, user ID, user ID. Yeah, I said it a lot. Okay, 2 outline text fields, and you need a button. But wait, you're gonna need some space too after those text fields, you know? It's good to have some space. So this is how you set up some space between your text fields and your button. You're gonna have modifier height. Okay? And it's gonna be, let's say, 16 dp. We love 16 dp for whatever reason, because, you know, it just sits well. Then we're gonna have a button, and the button will have some complex logic, which I'll explain in a moment. And the button should have a text which should say login. Yep. And, you know, for aesthetics, we're gonna make this circle shape, because you don't want your app to look outdated. Shape, circle shape. There we are. Both are circle shaped now, and you have some space. You have this button. Everything's looking good, but the home screen is empty. Yep. Now we're done with the login screen, just this button. Now we're going to move on to home screen. Turns out it's not as difficult as I said it would be. It's just simkit.connect user. Wait. Simkit.connect user. Yep. User ID would be user ID. Username would be username. And avatar URL. Let's just keep avatar empty for now. So you won't be able to see any profile pictures for now, because it's null. But you can do that later. So if, let's pass this error code error, okay. If error dot code is simkit sim error code dot success, then we're going to call on login success with user ID, which we define above, right? Otherwise, Otherwise, it's going to log this error if there's an error. It's going to log an error and say connection failed or something. Although you don't need this as such. It's going to take a tag and a message tag. What should be the tag for this? Name or string tag, okay. Well, instead of a tag, you can actually, this is good. Should be this is just weird. Log.e login failed. Okay, I see the problem. We're not supposed to use named arguments, and we're good. Okay, so that's that for this login screen, but there's one problem, which is this should fill the maximum size or it's gonna look cramped on the screen. And you're good now. Now the home screen. This is gonna be a beast. Are you ready to tame the beast? Oh, you better be. Okay, so let's define the context as local context dot current, and then we're going to define show join group dialog by remember mutable state of false. Then we're going to have a similar variable, which is going to be join group, create group dialog, and also you're going to have this expanded variable. Actually, all this is just to show that menu. Oh, I haven't shown the app right now, but I will, and you'll understand more. Look, if you're getting bored, you should look at the app and then come back here and continue. You know, show join chat, wait, add user dialog by remember mutable state of false. Good. Now all these variables are defined. We just have to add a scaffold like we do. And there's going to be a top bar, of course. There was going to be a top app bar. That's where we'll define all these menus, you know. And then we're going to have this padding and an Android view and some if blocks. If show join group dialog, if show create group dialog, and we're going to have if show add user dialog. Now, isn't that sweet? Maybe. Alright, so Next, we're going to define these menus. Alrighty, let's define this. Title equals text chats, and actions would be, first off, it's going to be a drop down. Wait, first it's going to be icon button. Great. So this icon button should be, actually this should be a box. Of course, how else would you hold all these icons, you know? Let's just delete this and try again. Box. Import this box before you try anything else. Looks like we fudged up. Okay. Box. Show us some mercy, Android Studio. There we go. Import box. And surround these with lambda. Good. Okay. Should be good. So we're gonna have a box here. Inside this box, we're gonna have an icon button, which is gonna take an on click, which is gonna do some stuff, and we're gonna have a drop down menu item. Drop down menu itself. Inside these, we're gonna have some drop down menu items. Yep. So this takes a parameter of expanded. So expanded would be expanded, which we just defined above here. And it's also gonna take another parameter, which is called onDismissRequest. So onDismissRequest will take expanded equals false. Yes. And to get rid of these red lines, we're going to use this modifier equals modifier dot padding, inner padding, or whatever it's called here. Yep. That should have done it. Okay, let's just keep defining our stuff. Okay, this box should have so icon button will have an icon with type icons.default. We need to import this icons object. Yeah. And then we're going to choose default.add content description would be add button, whatever. Actually, it's not even needed. Let's just keep it null. Okay, so this icon button is going to have an on click, which is going to expanded equals true, which is going to do this. Yes. And we're also going to have this drop down menu item. Inside this, we're going to have a title. Which is going to take, actually it's called text. It's going to take text composable with the name start chat. It's going to do something. What's it going to do? So on click, it's going to set expanded to false, and it's going to take this and make it true. Now we're going to do this for the other two menu items. Start chat, join group, create group, so show add user dialog. Instead of that, we're going to have show join group dialog. It's going to be true, and show create group dialog. It's going to be true. Okay, so let's figure out what's bugging this scaffold, Still not good enough, huh? We just added this expandable material 3 API class annotation, and it's still red. Okay, what's the error? Here it's fine. 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 This seems fine too. Box. Here. Actions. Here. What do you need? Another lambda? Oh, yeah. Man, those red lines really bug my eyes, I'm sure it does the same with you. So this factory. Now we're going to define this factory. And as you can see, it's done. This top app bar is defined as per our requirement. Now let's move on to Android view and these 3 dialogues. Okay, so in factory you're gonna have this lambda and context, then fragment container view. You're gonna pass this context to this, and then you're gonna apply, and inside apply you're gonna have an ID, generate view ID. View ID. Oh, come on. Yeah, we can import this. Import function, generate view ID, like so, and then we're going to just have fragment support fragment manager. So we're going to parse ctx as a fragment. Wait, not a fragment. It was app compat activity. So context as app compat activity. Yep. And then gonna have support fragment manager, which we're gonna put a save call to. Support fragment manager, support. Yep. And then we're gonna commit. We need to pass nothing to this. That's why it's causing some problem. What's wrong now? Looks like we need view dot Okay, here we go. View.generate view ID. That should do it, right? But it didn't. Now we're going to debug this context as app component activity and this commit replace. Maybe we need to replace here. That's going to fix that. Replace. Yeah. Okay. If not this, then it should be the supply block is here, so is the commit block, and yeah. Let's just complete this. Replace ID with this and SimKit conversation fragment, like so. But it's still not good. Look, this should do the job, but it must be missing something, right? What is it? ID equals view.generate view ID. Context as app component activity support fragment manager commit replace. Wow. Hell, what the? Wow. Apply commit fragment container view context apply. ID is view generate ID. Okay, let's try this. What if I try out bell size? Let's try out this code. It's the same, but with different padding values. Okay, no luck, huh? Okay, turns out it was a dependency problem. We need this dependency. And now it's going to download.
So friend ID, friend ID by remember mutable state of empty, and then we're going to have an alert dialog, which is going to have first off a title. So the title would be what? Start a chat. Start a chat. And then we're going to have on dismiss request, it's going to toggle this and make it false. And next we're going to have this on confirm button. Nope. We're going to have this text, and inside that we're going to have an outline text field, which is going to have this text, which is going to have a value first. Value would be friend ID, and it's also going to have this, let's say, shape, circle shape. On value change, it's going to take your friend ID, whatever you typed, it's going to put that into this variable. Next up, it's going to have this confirm button and a dismiss button. So this dismiss button would have on click, it's just going to toggle this display again, and this button would be called cancel. Cancel. Similar with this confirm button, it's going to on click show add user dialog to false, and nope, wrong. It's going to have a different logic, which we'll be defining in just a moment. But it's going to say join, wait a second, start a chat. What should it say? Should it say add chat? And that's your first show add user dialog. That's your first dialog. We have two more. So to save time, we're just going to copy these. Actually, to save time and our minds both, we're going to do this. We're going to copy these, and then we're going to have this group ID. Group ID. Yeah, group ID is fine. And join group. Actually, group ID should be here, and over on that side, we should have group name. So we're going to have group name over here. Group name by remember. Yep. And simply, we're just going to make this from start a chat to create a group. And group ID. What was it? Group name. And over here we have group name equals it. Group name equals it. And here it's going to say join group. Actually, it's going to say create group. This will stay the same, but this should say show create group dialog equals false. Show create group. Okay, So group name by member immutable state of empty, and title is create a group. On dismiss request, it's gonna close, and the text should say all this. And we just forgot the label. What the hell? Okay. So this label would say group name. Simple. And the others would say, let's see, this one. Ran ID. And similar to this. Wait, what did I do? Everything here looks intact. Okay. So here it's going to say, yeah, group name was fine. Group name, group ID. And this should be group ID. So, okay, group ID. Now we should be almost done, right? And we really are. Show join group, as you can see. Show join group. Join group dialog. Add chat. Nope. Should say join group, as indicated by the dialog. So everything is looking good. Now we just need to define these confirm buttons. The, on click parameter of these buttons, and we'd be good. Let's just do a cross validation. Show join group, and yeah, looks great. And this is, wait, fill max sizes. Yeah, is there. Good. Okay, we're almost done, guys. Let's just do one more thing, which would be, we're gonna name this Android Chat App. Okay. So inside application, you're gonna have this name. Inside this, you just have main activity, and it's gonna stay the same. Before, in the main activity, make sure you have this app compat activity, okay? And not compat activity. Component activity. Okay, let's define these now. Where is it? There. Alright, so you need to go back here to your ZEGOCLOUD console, and you're going to go to Documents. Inside Documents, you're going to go to In-App Chat Kit. And over here, you're going to find something. You're going to find this Platform Support Android. You're going to click on that. And, well, quick start. And you should find this. Start a group chat and join a group chat. So what I want you to do is copy these and paste them into a notepad. And then we're going to continue in the Android Studio.
Okay, so once you've copied those code blocks, you're going to start doing this. Inside show add user dialog, you're going to have if friend ID dot is not blank, then we're going to join, and now you're going to copy this, the first one, the one with that starts with started chat, this start single chat. All you have to do is delete this and this and also this, and then it's going to work. Now you can take a look.
So this should be your context, which we define here. And the other one, conversation ID, that's going to be your friend ID. Friend ID. Yes. And that works. Now for this group. Yeah, this group button. Okay, let me delete this so we can start over. Also, you're gonna need to add this show friend ID. Show add user dialog would be false after this. Look, we're almost done, guys. You can't quit now. And then you're gonna copy this. Copy the second one. Wait a minute. Control C and Control V, baby. Okay, so looks like a Java function because it is a Java function. Let's just delete this. We don't need it. And we're gonna have to make some pretty big changes here. Else would be gone. This is gonna stay. And this will stay too. Yep. And this is gonna turn into something else. This would be an empty list. Empty list. And it's gonna, now we're gonna close it. And then we're gonna define, then we're gonna do this. Invite user errors, error info. Wait, did we miss something? Totally feel like it. Yeah, group info. So let's just close it before, so that it doesn't eat up my group info. And then we're gonna turn these into parameters or arguments. And look, it's already looking good. We just need to make this context. And this is going to be group info, non-null assertion operator, calling ID, accessing ID, not calling anything. And then it's just going to do what? And then it's just going to check. Okay, we just missed this if block. If group name is not blank, only then would you like all this, right? And what else? Well, over here, when you're done with all this logic, all you need to do is show group name, show join group, and no, show create group dialog. Show create group dialog, and you're gonna set that to false. And we're done here with this one too. Final one, okay. This will mark the end of our coding. So copy that code block, Control C. Alright, there's been some major disruptions, and so you can just follow along. I'm not gonna copy or paste anything, or maybe I would. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. And now we're just gonna delete this and this else block and these and bring it here. Context would be context, and this is gonna be your group ID, not some random ID. And now we're just gonna show group ID, show join group would be false. And now you're done. You're absolutely done with this. Now we're just gonna call this here. Have you ever tried this before? Like build the entire app and then you're just trying it out now after like completing it. It's like it's a sign you're getting experienced, you know. So we're gonna pass this logged in. Where logged in by remember mutable state of false, and there goes the doorbell again. What a mess. This day is right. And well, logged in, we're gonna define a user ID too. User ID or user ID by remember. No. Remember mutable state of empty, and login screen is going to take these. Logged in would be logged in, and this other user ID, no, this function that we made it, that we asked for, is going to take the user ID and the logged in. Okay, on login success, it's going to do this. Okay, so what's it going to do is take your user ID and set it like this. ID and user ID would be this ID that you send, and it's also going to set logged into true, and we're done. Okay, let's try it out. Oh, you better work, and I'm sure it will. It's compiling right now. Let's hope it works. Nobody is, you know, shouting at their lungs, at the top of their lungs, while I'm recording this. Okay, let's see. It's running. What a glitch. Okay, well, looks like we ran into an error. Okay, so the error was, I read the error logs, and as you can see, you need to use a theme app compat theme with this activity. That's the error. Okay, so go into res themes.xml and open this. In here, you're just gonna need to change this to material components. Theme.material components. Where are you? Component. Okay. Theme.material components. Well, it doesn't need this. And now it's gonna show. Yep. And we're done. Now it should work. And you'll see it working in a few seconds. Let's wait. And okay, the emulator is restarting. Come on.
And voila, it works. Okay, so username. Well, username. Okay, Max P67. And user ID is 6767. Let's log in. Oh wow. Well. Looks like we forgot to add this. These are fake. We're gonna need to add the real ones. Okay, so once you're in here, you're just gonna go to WhatsApp clone, check your app signature and app ID. You're gonna copy these and you're gonna paste them somewhere, like in a notepad. Once you've copied them, you're gonna paste them here. Control C. And yeah, I'm gonna hide these because these are mine. Okay. There we go. And restart the app. And now it's gonna work. Wait, better. Max P 676767. Login. And it works. Allow. Plus icon shows these. Start chat. Friend ID. Add chat. And once you click on join group, you can create a group. If you click on create group, you can create a group. Did I say the same thing again? Join and create. Okay, looks like we didn't change this. So over here in join group, create group, start. Okay, looks like we did not change the label for one of these. But where? Start a chat is the label for. Oh, here. Start a chat site. Over here. Yep. So this should be join a group. Okay, now I'm not gonna 67 you. Okay, now I can start a chat with some friend and join a group or create a group. Now I'm gonna join from my other phone and you're gonna see my message in this screen. BRB. Okay, let's start. So username is MaxP. That again, and it's 676869 this time. 676869. Remember that. 676869. Now we're gonna use that in 6968 and 67 on the phone, and username is this. Now I'm gonna log in and using this 676869, I'm gonna send a message. There we go. We have a message from Skibidi. Well, hey Skibidi. And you can see on the other screen there's the same message.
And if we take a photo, but we don't have a photo yet, on this phone at least. So let's send emojis from this. There we go. You can use this to send audio messages. And if you'd like, you can send images, videos, whatever you like. You just need to select them from here. And this plus sign, you can send a file. Okay, so let's try that. Sending a photo again. Send. And it's here. Yeah. Okay, now let's join a group. Or create a group. Okay, so the group name would be the boys. Okay. Created. Now we can add the other guy. Was it 676869 or the opposite? I think it was 696867. Yes. And you can see on the other phone that. Okay, let me send a hey. Hey. As you can see, we have received a message from the group. I can send hi. There we go. Good. Now we're done. And you can send emojis and a photograph or a video. And it's gonna work. If your network connection is good, of course. Yep, it loaded, and you can see that's where it is. And now we're done. Thanks for watching this video, and subscribe to the channel for more